Hello, folks. So, ever so often we get, meats or we get ingredients for foods that we don't normally use on a day to day. We don't normally cook. And this recipe is just one of those. I recently got a nice piece of pork tenderloin and it was really, really looking good, cute, look nice. And I said to myself, I'm gonna try to make this in a unique way or something different, from what I'm normally used to. Normally, I would just cut it up and try to stew it or, bake it or something like that. But this time, I remember my mama used to make pot roast pork back in the day, like for Christmas and stuff like that. And so I said to myself, I'm gonna try to make something like that. And so this recipe is an homage to my mom and what she used to do and how she used to, show us how to, turn your hand and make fashion, which was my original tagline when I started this YouTube channel. And so, guys, I hope you enjoy it. If you don't eat pork or you don't eat meat, this one is not for you. But I do hope that you will see it as a template or a guide to, turning your hand and making fashion, doing your best to make something nice for your family. And so this one is a quick one. Don't have all of the footage for when I was seasoning it up and marinating it and everything, but I think it turned out well. And so I'm gonna just quickly voice over this video and show you my steps, and hopefully, yeah, you'll try it in your neck of the woods. So hey, enjoy the video. Big up on yourself. So here we have our pork tenderloin, guys, and I've never used pork in this fashion before, not since I started my YouTube channel. And normally when we get our pork, it's with skin on, and it is cut a little bit different, maybe off the leg or something like that. But this is how it is. Today I'm gonna add a bunch of seasonings to it, and not too much seasoning because I already know exactly how I'm gonna do it. I have some garlic, and I have this jerk marinade that I've been saving, and I'm gonna use a little bit of it and the garlic to do somewhat of a unique different type of style. I also have some paprika. The jerk seasoning is so comprehensive that I don't need much in way of marinade, and this marinade has been done maybe 3 days or so beforehand. All right. So what I did, ladies and gentlemen, is, let me just pull this and show you. This has been the third day that it is in marinade now. So let me tell you exactly what I did, because I lost the footage of me seasoning it up actually. So I used the garlic and the jerk seasoning with any other seasoning that you so like, and I not only made a rub, but I actually kept the garlic cloves whole, and I bore holes in the meat and push the garlic clove with the seasoning in the holes. All right. And so that's very important for you to know, guys. As I said, I lost the footage for the marinating process. So after pushing in the garlic and making sure that it's all over saturated with the garlic, then I actually rub on everything, wrapped it in a foil, and put it in my refrigerator for maybe 2 to 3 days. Now I don't have a pot big enough to pot roast this long piece of loin, so I cut it in two. All right. So after cutting it in two, ladies and gentlemen, I put on my Dutchie, and I am gonna now add the pork loin to my Dutch pot, and we're gonna begin the process of pot roasting. Now, I don't know how you pot roast yours, but I'm trying to remember how my mama did it, and this was how she did it. She put the oil in the pot, and she would add her meat. Now, as I said, normally it would have been skin side down, but we don't have the pork skin on this one. So I just put that little piece of fat back down first and allow that to sear off. All right. And so, guys, first and foremost, you can see the holes that the garlic is punched in and some of the garlic peeping out. But, guys, I promise you, the smells, it is reminiscent of back home, and I love it so far. Totally love it so far. As we put the pork on, we're gonna basically want to be watching it to make sure that it is browned on all sides. Just put a little bit of oil, not too much, because the pork itself does release some levels of oil. And so you just want to make sure that it is brown on all sides. I see I take it up off the fat sides now, and I am doing it on the sides, just making sure that all around it is brown. I am covering the pot, so while it is browning, it is actually cooking. Makes sense? Yes, I hope it does. Here I am now turning the meat again to get the other side down, and look how the color nice already. With the paprika, guys, in your seasoning, in your marinade, it is going to give you a beautiful color. And it's important to not rush this recipe, guys. And this is one of the reasons why I couldn't go live and show you, because it would have taken quite some time. All right. It's a huge piece of meat. And unlike most other cultures, we want to cook our pork thoroughly. We don't want just the brown part and then we say it cooked. No, you want to cook it thoroughly. All right. And I'm interested in using this to make some really nice sandwiches, to use it in tacos, stuff like that. It's not like you're gonna be eating a big piece of pork at any given time. Now, guys, after all the sides are brown, then you want to add your first little touch of water, because you do not want it to burn. You want it to roast. Now, the water will create steam, and the water will also cook the rest. Oh, see what I just did? By pulling on it, I pulled the whole of that piece of skin off. And so, guys, you have to be careful if you want to maintain any semblance of, the skin at all. No, a lot of people, not skin, the little fat cover there. Just a slim covering of fat. Guys, I watch this process, and as soon as I hear, I listen for the pot, and as soon as I hear it starting to get back to the stage where it's frying, I add more water. And so the process will take you my ways of maybe an hour, of checking for the water to dry out and adding more water. Each time you add water, you want to turn your meat, and so all the sides gets evenly done. The more you do that and the more it is cooking, you will see that rich, beautiful color come out, and the meat will start to get a little bit more firmer to the touch each time. You want to be aware of that, because that's one of the indications of the meat being cooked properly. It will also shrink in size as it gets a little bit more well done. And so you want to also use those telltale signs. All in all, the meat took me maybe 45 minutes to an hour at moderate heat to cook. And after a while, it developed a nice little gravy section. And I have to admit, there was a little bit of oil in there. But I did not throw off the oil, because the oil helps to retain a certain level of moisture in the meat. But I used that oil to continue basting the meat and making sure that it is done nicely. And guys, it turned out really, really good. I added a little bit of barbecue sauce to the top before I turned off the stove. Just a little bit, just to keep the nice vibe, and get a little sugar cap. Because when you slice into the meat, you're basically slicing into straight meat, and most of the flavor will be on the outside. Guys, this is the end result. The meat turned out nice. It was refreshing to taste this meat from the level where we had a little bit of garlic inside there. So every now and every slice is different. You would buck up on a little piece of garlic. And of course, the marinating process made it very, very good. Guys, forgive me, I cut the meat sideways. Yes, I don't know how to cut meat. Bear with me. But it turned out really, really great. All right. And this is just an indication of what we can do when we decide to turn it on and make fashion. It turned out beautifully. Joshua made some sandwiches to go to work. And of course, the rest of it, we're going to slice up a couple pieces of it for dinner. And then we're going to cube up a little piece of it and have it with some nachos or in some tortilla, or make tacos or something. But the fact is that I did it. I accomplished the same thing that my mama did all those years back when we were in Jamaica, by making pot roast pork. And she loved it. Yardie TV says so. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend about Yardie TV. More good food coming your way.